Okay, we've got here the Ryobi RHT 650 Hedge Trimmer, and we want to sharpen the blades. Now, I haven't done this before, and although it seems like it's possible to do it while the blades are on, I only have these triangular files which won't fit in here while I sharpen it. So I'm going to have to take them out. I have a check on the bottom here. They're fastened with these nuts all around, but I think we need to take a look inside and see what's going on inside before we loosen these ones. So I'm going to take the guard off. The guard's got 4 screws, 2 on the side, 2 on the other side, and then there's a bunch of screws here. This one here, and so on. I'm going to remove that and then open it up and show you what I see. So I removed all these screws, but it didn't come off, so I found this handle. I had to take it out, and there's one more screw in here that I need to remove. Just make sure you check this mechanical latching, how it is connected in there, so that when you have to put it back in together you don't get that wrong. And luckily all the screws I took out is all the same length. These little silver ones are the ones for the guard, but all the other ones are exactly the same length, so you don't need to worry, just keep them with you. You don't need to keep them separated from each other. Okay, so the screw I took out here that I exposed by taking off the handle, that one is a little bit shorter than the other ones. Okay, so just keep that one separate. Now we're into this whole plastic cover comes off very easily. This cover was up here. It just came off very easily. Nothing was else fixed on the inside of it or nothing. Now there's 2 screws. There was one on here and there was one in here. They are the same length as the other screws, but they've got little washers on them, so I just kept that separate. And with those 2 screws gone, this whole thing comes out of the bottom plastic. Everything comes out. Everything comes out quite easily, and you can put it down, and then we're going to check how we're going to remove these blades now. Okay, so we can see there's nuts going through here and here, and this keeps the whole thing together. Now what I'm assuming is that these ones also go through, but there's a cover here on the top. So these 2 I'm going to take out, and that will allow me to remove this aluminium cover, and then I'm going to remove this one, and then I'm going to loosen all these ones and take out these 2 blades. I think it's going to be as easy as that. Let's hope so. I'm going to do that and show you when I'm done. This nut here is a 10mm. The rest, all of them are 8mm. One's on the top as well. It seems like I'm not going to have to remove the cover. I removed these 2. Now make sure when you put it back in, the ones that go through here, they've got little spaces on that fits into these slots. There's a slot and there's a slot. Both of them has got a spacer, so just make sure you remember that. And then there's a washer on this little plate, the plate that moves forward and backwards. The front one's got a washer as well. Mine is stuck at the moment, can probably become loose, so just check that you still got it on there when you reassemble. So now I'm going to loosen all these ones. They are too tight for my little handheld screwdriver, so I'm going to take 8mm spanner and just loosen them all, and I think that's going to remove the whole. Then I'm going to be able to take out both blades. I'll be able to check here on the end. There's a point here, probably just to protect the point of the aluminum casing and the blades. There's another 8mm, and then there's a normal screw that just comes off. Okay, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see this, but look at some of these edges. If I put the light on, how they're curled over. Just check. This one as well. These are the ones already filed flat. Yeah. Focus, come on. There you go. These are the ones already filed. And now let's go to ones I have not done. Here's a bad one. Let me see if I can find a really bad one. Yeah, look at the one on the end here. Look how it curled up. This is a problem. You see what happened to that edge. So the only file I have at the moment is this little triangle file, but it does a job. I don't want to use any power tools because I'm going to take off too much material and everything's going to be buggered. When I'm done with that, I'm just going to flatten the bottom of it. Yeah, I've started already on this one, on the other blade. Just with some sandpaper, I just flattened this top part. I haven't done this yet, and I'm going to do this side, and then I'm going to put this one in the vise, put the other one here, and do the same. Obviously, they only cut in between each other. So I marked them as the blades came out. The first face I saw, I marked 1. Then the other side of that, I marked 2. Then the first face of the second blade, I marked 3, and its other side, I marked 4. So obviously, side 4 and 1, there's not going to be any cutting done on this. It's only going to be these edges. The edges are on side 4 and 1 that you have to file, and then side 2 and 3, I'm going to use the sandpaper to paper it down. At the moment, I'm using, let me see if I can see what's 100 on this. I'm not going to go finer. It's not necessary to go finer. I don't think it does a lot anyways to sandpaper this. I'm going to have to take off a lot more because you can see some of these edges as well are quite rounded. Look at this one, and it's one I've already done. So actually I'm going to have to work on that edge as well. But I mean, I'm not a metal worker, I'm not a gardener, so you know, I only use this machine once in a while to trim some edges. So this is going to be good enough for what I use this for, and anyways good enough for what the Ryobi can anyways do. I mean, this is probably the cheapest Hedge Trimmer you can get. Yeah, so I'm just busy doing that. I think it's going to take me a while. I'm done with sharpening it. I feel it's sufficient. So now I must try to put this all back together again. We've got the bracket here on the top. All the nuts are in, all the bolts are in. All of them had spacers on. I'm going to see if I can put the spacers on now. These round spacers, and if it's going to stay there while I put the blades on. I'm not sure. One more there, and there's a short one. There's one there. Okay. So now I just clean this off a little bit. Just get all the metal dust off. I'm going to do it in the back. Okay. All the little shavings. Then I go with my markings. First one that must come on is side number 4, which I've got here. This one comes on like this, so I get side number 3 towards me. Okay, that is in. Now, if we're going to check at the motor side, I'll show you now. There's a little spacer in here, and the bottom blade comes in between this spacer and the gear, and then the other one comes on top of the spacer. So we need to put this, yeah, see, that's why I think these little spacers are going to fall out now, but I mean, I'm not too worried about that. Let me move all these up. This motor here, and put it on there. Okay, now you will see on this spacer it's got 3 holes, 1 big one and 2 small ones, and they go right through. Now the one side is a little raised area over the big hole. The other side does not have this. Now this raised area must come in first. So we're going to put it in, the raised area in first. And get those holes lined up. There you go. That's in there now. And while I did that, a lot of these round spaces fell off. Oh, almost all of them. Okay, so 2 of them are still in. So let's leave that first. We'll put those in just before we fasten the blades. And we take the second blade and we put side number 2 against side number 3. Make sure they all go in there. There you go. The end here. Let me just turn this. On the end here, I'm just going to put this end cap or this safety thing back on, just to keep the blades together. So I make sure there's a space in here. Put it over. There's a space that must come in between the blades. There you go. Put this one over, and then get a nut. One of the 8mm ones, and then just fasten it by hand, just so that the blades doesn't fall out anymore. Then we come back to the top here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these ones in that goes through the hole, through the bracket and everything. But I'll be able to put this one in because this one gets this this little plate that moves it forward and backwards. So we take one, put a spacer in. We first put a washer in. Put a washer in. Then we take a spacer. Put a spacer in there. Okay. And we put it through this hole here, the furthest one from the motor, and we tighten it. Let it run through. The spacer got stuck. Okay, so you got to make sure the spacer goes in there. Let's push the spacer in. There you go. Now we can continue. Okay, it's in there. Now we've got one spacer here, and we've got to line it up with the hole. Take this little one, put the washer on here. Take it across from there. There's already a space in there. One washer over here. The washer was on the inside now. So you push this through. Then the washer. Then through the spacer. Into the hole. And then we tighten it. Nice and tight. And here we've got 10mm. Put it over there. So it's 10, yes. Sure. Everything's now full of grease. Okay. Now all that's left to do is put all these spaces in, and then a washer, and then the nut, tighten it with the nut. And then I've got to put the two on the top here, put those ones in, and then I'm going to reassemble the motor. Okay, everything's back together again, and I can turn the motor by hand, so nothing's stuck somewhere. Now we just got to put it all back together again with the plastic. Get it out of the way. Bring this in view. So we just flip it back around. Everything slot in where it should. Okay. So this in as I go down. As I clip in. Excellent. Now we've got those two black ones with the washers. What's in the back here? Screwdriver ready. The other one was in the front here. Okay, so now the bottom is fastened again to the motor. Now I just got to route the cables, make sure they don't get pinched in between a piece of plastic. There should be some routing slots cut into the plastic. Okay, that seems okay to me. Remember to put the gear, the handle back in before you close the top part of the plastic. So I'm going to put this over here. Bring the gear in. Check that everything lines up everywhere. Okay. Yeah, I've got a bit of a problem. It doesn't want to close properly. What I'm thinking is, if I show you here, this lever that pushes it forward and backwards, I have a feeling it should not, because I struggle to get it in here. I think it must be on this side of this screw hole, because this screw hole, if you check here, if you check the alignment here, it goes up. It shouldn't be like this. I need to move this whole thing backwards. Just a quick update. I see what I did wrong, why it didn't fit in with this screw hole here. It's because this hole on this little plate that's more to the middle must come on the motor side. The hole on this plate that's more on the side, on the edge, must come onto this first Allen key. So I'm just going to switch this over, and then everything's going to be fine. I'm going to reassemble, and then I'm done. Thanks for watching.